Brad Johnson here from johnson.audio, and today I'm going to show you my home studio recording setup. I'm going to go through my entire equipment list. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be using for my upcoming productions for my own music and some clients that I'm working with. And it's pretty stripped down, but I just want to kind of show you what a modern setup can look like and what you can do from the comfort of your own home. So I'm going to go through a few things here. I'm going to go through my mic list. I'm going to go show you some of my instruments, my interface, some of my treatment of my room, and my computer. And this is going to be all the external kind of hardware stuff. And then I'm going to make a part two. There's my fingers. There you go. A part two of this whole studio setup where I actually show you everything I'm using software-wise. So this is just going to be everything in my home studio recording setup. And I'm just going to jump right into it. So here we go. All right, my apologies right out the gate for everybody who gets motion sickness. You might want to take your Dramamine now because we're going to be flipping around here. And if you throw up, it's not my fault. I am putting out that disclaimer now. Should maybe have you sign a waiver. Who knows? But first of all, what we're looking at here is an Auralex just acoustic foam panel. It actually moves around. It's on stands. I have two of them. And then you have my Auralex around my room here. The reason for the Auralex is because it helps with sound reflection. So when I'm listening to music, mixing music, and recording music, it gives me a better tone in recording because I'm not having all the frequencies jumping all over the place. The corner ones here are bass traps that help trap the bass, and then I have this my reflection panels up here. And the reason why I went with Auralex is because I got an insane screaming deal on them. I pretty much paid nothing. If it were up to me and I had to pay full price, I would not do that. I would actually build my own sound panels out of Roxul or Owens Corning. I did it before, but I ended up selling them when I moved off to go work in a professional studio. I didn't feel like I was going to need them. And here I am again in my own home recording studio setup. And I found this awesome deal on Auralex, but do not pay full price for Auralex. It is way too much. You can build comparable, if not better, panels yourself for a fraction of the price. So I'm going to come over here. This is my mic collection. Not very big, but it's definitely all I need for right now. I have my Cascade Fathead ribbon mic. I have my homemade U47 FET replica. I have my AKG 451B, and I have this PV, like PHB mic, definitely some kind of funny mic that I actually got for free from a friend. He was going to be selling it in a garage sale, and ended up just giving it to me, and it works. And then I have my pop filter, it's a standard pop filter that I use to control those plosives. I'm coming right over here. I have my MIDI keyboard that I use for just layering synths and everything else. It's just the Axiom 49. It's pretty simple setup. Have my little M-Audio sustain pedal. Definitely helps to give more of that natural feel for when you're playing. Over here I have my trusty Taylor 514 cedar top. I've had this guitar for so long and I absolutely love it. I think that is one of the best investments that you can make is buying stuff. If you have been investing in yourself and your craft, to buy a nice piece of gear for yourself. I knew I was going to play guitar for the rest of my life, so I bought this Taylor 514 cedar top because I never want to upgrade it. I love it. I've had it for over 10 years, and I still think it's great, and I don't ever want to upgrade it. And then over here for an electric guitar, I have this awesome vintage Gibson SG. Nice little Big Z bridge. It's actually not mine. I'm holding onto it for a friend, and he's just gracious to kind of let me have this as my electric guitar for my home studio. And speaking of electric guitars, I do not have an amp here right now, but I have this excellent little amp room. Pretty cool, huh? It's this little weird nook in this room that I have here that I can set up a guitar amp, record, and it works really, really great. It just gives me that nice, it's like a nice little built-in amp room that came with the house. So I'm gonna move over here. This is my little sidecar, and I have not very much stuff in this anymore. I had a few more things, but again, a gear acquisition syndrome. I ended up selling it. Did not need it. It was not fitting for my home studio setup here. But I have up here my trusty Furman power amp. Definitely a must need to protect power surges from going into your really expensive audio gear. And over here, I use the Apollo 8 Mark II audio interface. I absolutely love it. It has 4 built-in preamps right out the gate, and then you have the ability to expand to 8. Up here is Audient ASP 800 8-add expansion to give me 8 more channels of pre's. And just like gear acquisition syndrome, I said again, I'm probably going to end up selling it because I actually don't use the ASP 800 that much. I'm not doing much drum tracking these days. But like I was saying, gear acquisition syndrome, probably going to sell it. We'll see here. I'm not exactly sure yet. I have 2 sets of headphones up here. I have the AKG K240s, and I have the Audio-Technica HTH M50s. They're both really great. I feel like these are a little more balanced, better for mixing. These have a little bit more of the bass response, and I actually like these a lot. These I don't use that often. These are my second pair just when I have clients over and recording. Got to have a studio candle. You have to have something to make your studio not smell like men. And also, quick side note, this sidecar, really, really great. Very, very expensive if you buy from, Vintage King, Sweetwater, whatever. I built this myself, and this would probably retail for around $700. I built it probably for around $200. So I am all about DIY. I am all about cutting costs whenever you can. I build all my mic cables. I built my microphone. I built my sidecar. It's a great, valuable skill to have. I have a video on how to make cables. I'll definitely link this to this video. I'm going to move over here. One of the best investments I've ever made in my home studio. This chair, this Herman Miller chair is amazing. I used to get a lot of back problems because I was using a really crappy chair. I was actually using this chair right over here, this wooden one. Ended up investing in this chair, and I don't have back problems anymore. So this is actually probably the most important gear in my entire studio right here because it's for longevity of my health. Coming over here to my desk, you can see I use a laptop. I actually have a new MacBook Pro. It is the 2017 version. I actually had my computer that I was using as a 2011 MacBook that it died this recently, so I ended up investing in a new MacBook Pro, and actually I love it. I know people are kind of giving it flack because it has these USB 3 or USB-C or Thunderbolt 3 ports, but you know what? You get these little adapters. It's no big deal, and I love the fact that I can be portable with this MacBook Pro. And also, what's really great about this MacBook Pro is it's fast. I can run 2 DAWs at once and do videos and everything, and it doesn't really make a sweat. So I absolutely love it. I have 2 sets of monitors here. I have my Focals CMS 65s, and I have these Yamaha HS50s. I have the 2 because I had these monitors when I first built my home studio. They're really great. They're very mid-rangey. They do the trick. Honestly, the CMS 65s are great. Again, gear acquisition syndrome. I felt like I needed to upgrade. And I do love these speakers. I think they sound great. I love listening to music on them. I love mixing on them. They're just really, really, really quality speakers. But you know what? I actually had an issue with the speaker, and it had a little bit of a distortion to it, so I had to send it in to get it fixed. And I went back to mixing on these and listening to these, and my ears acclimated. And honestly, I was thinking to myself, do I even really need my CMS 65s? I was perfectly happy with the way the HS50 sounded, but then I got my CSM 65s back and listening to them, I flip them back and forth, and just love the sound of them. I cannot get rid of them. So I just have both because it's nice to have 2 sets of monitors. It is not needed. I do not recommend it when you're first starting out. If you happen to fall upon 2 sets, it's nice to be able to have it for referencing. And one more thing I want to note. You're going to notice that I have the speaker upside down. You might think, what is this kook doing? Why does he have his speaker upside down? Why am I even watching this right now? Well, it's because, first of all, you can have this speaker upside down. I want the tweeter to actually be more at ear level when I'm sitting down listening and mixing. And when I had it flipped upright, the tweeter is too high, and I felt like it was messing with the imaging of what I was hearing. So I actually flipped it upside down, and I found I liked it better. So you can call me a kook all day long, but really it's all about what you hear. Who cares about what other people say? And then, I have my external hard drives and everything else. My stands I bought. That stand is filled with real Huntington Beach Pacific Ocean sand. It is filled with it. I'm sure if I were to open it up, it would smell really nasty. Little side note with that, do not use sand from the beach, especially a popular beach, because there is so much hair and nasty stuff in it. You could not believe everything that I saw in there. So there's probably so much gross stuff in there, and I can't believe that it's actually sand that I use. Just go buy sand. Don't do what I did. It's nasty. And then I have a beautiful street, a beautiful view of Main Street, Huntington Beach. So there you have it. This is going to be the gear that I'm going to be using for my upcoming recordings, and you can follow along as I do that and document that process. Just want to show you what a home studio recording setup can look like, and you get to hear the end process of this, and I hope you got something out of it. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. I really appreciate that. Please subscribe if you haven't already to all my other subscribers. I appreciate your continued support. Leave me a comment below if you have any questions about anything that I showed, or you want me to elaborate on anything, or you just want to say hello. I'd love to talk with you. I am Brad Johnson at johnson.audio, where I help you sing your story, mix your mission, and master your message. I will see you on the next video. Bye.